All right, traders. Before I get into the watch this video for Monday, November 27th, quick reminder, this is the last day. Tonight it ends, our Black Friday special, best prices of the year. We have a lifetime membership offered dirt cheap to the chat room, but we've got our best deal is a combo lifetime membership plus our trading course, which I honestly believe is probably the most concentrated trading course on the planet. What I mean by concentrated is it focuses on exactly. Wayne and I set out over a year ago now to put together. We said basically, hey, what do people need to learn to do exactly what we do every day to pull money from the market without all the fluff, like 20 minutes on what a candlestick is and all the nonsense that people put into trading courses so they can say, hey, look how long this course is. We took all that out and we only focused on what we do every day to make money. And so that's what I mean by concentrated. I don't think there's any filler to speak of at all. And between 11 full hours of the course, plus you get access to our refresher course that we had in October, which was another 5.5 hours. You're talking about like 16, 17 hours of material. And a lot of it is literally game tapes where you can watch actual videos of trades live, level 2, time and sales. Wayne did a great job of actually recording stuff as it was happening in real time, which is way, way more important to see than, hey, look at this cup and handle and look how it played out, right? Again, there's none of that nonsense. Everything we teach in the course is taken straight out of stuff we've traded live in our chat room. So I honestly believe it's the best way to get to launch a trading career. If you're sick and tired of working for other people, this is a great way to get started towards working for yourselves. The best thing I ever did was to focus on day trading and become a professional day trader because it's a fantastic life. All right, so enough of that. This little tiny green paint splotch was Friday's trading, and that's not uncommon because it was a day after Thanksgiving, very low volume. You know, the market closed at 1. But please note that we are sitting at all-time highs. Backpedaling a little bit, I will put the link to the Black Friday special in the description to this video if you're not on our email list. So if you're wanting to find that link to that special. All right, so the list for Monday, QD, which was on watch a few days ago for a bounce play, and then put in this huge bounce and actually got long at 17 that day and had a really nice trade in it. Well, look what it's done. Another big red day and then a gap down and another big red day. At some point, this should get a big snapback bounce. So it's back on watch again. All right, so that's QD, EKSO. Keep in mind as you're watching this video, I only trade based on proper intraday A+ setups, just like we teach in our course. So this watch list is meant for stocks that might give me a setup on Monday. I'm in cash every night. So this is just a template, if you will, of stocks to try to make money from on Monday alone. All right, none of these charts mean that much to me as far as swing trades because I don't swing trade. EKSO had a huge move here, and now you've got 2 nice red days. So a pretty good recipe and declining volume, which part of that is because Friday was holiday trading or whatever. But still, this has fallen now in a couple sessions from a high of 477 to down to a low of 279. Pretty good setup for a snapback bounce on Monday. Again, only with a proper intraday setup. UEPS, huge move from about 10 to over 13, and then on Friday gave back a good chunk of that. We'll see if that can turn back up on Monday. CLNT gapped up. I guess that would have been on Wednesday because Thursday was a holiday. Sold off all day and then also sold off on Friday. Decent setup for a possible just snapback bounce. But be careful with that one. It's a stupid thin stock and very, very tough trader. So one of my least favorites on the list, but still worth watching. DMPI gapped up out of this base. Well, let's get rid of that. If you're like me, you absolutely loathe those pop-ups. If I knew how to get rid of them, I would. DMPI popped up out of its base and sold off and then right kind of back into support now. So a decent setup for a turn back up. Reminds me a little bit of CLNT without the wildness. BITA was on bounce watch for Friday. It did pierce the 200-day finally, but kind of a reversal day, closing about where it opened. So a little bit of a bottoming tail. This one goes on long watch. Remember, this hadn't broken a previous day's high and still hasn't since this day back here, which was like November 7th. It broke the high of November 6th. And since then, it's put in a higher or lower high, every day since then. Hasn't broken a previous day's high. Pretty good setup for a nice little bounce on Monday. IZEA had this big intraday spike and then a kind of a quiet red day and then right back up. So I really like this one for a potential maybe rip through 5 and maybe revisit that 550. I'm going to watch IZEA on Monday. DPW gapped up, sold off, but then closed fairly strong on Friday. So we'll see if this can break out to the upside here on Monday. GROW had this one on watch with the blockchain craziness going into Friday. Actually called this long on a 5-minute buy setup right here over 340. And even when it looked like this, anyone that missed the entry here, when it looked like this, I said, guys, it's still meeting a long setup that we teach in the course with the worst case stop. You know, as long as it hasn't broken the high of day, you're still, to me, not chasing this thing. Said you could even get long here, 347, 348. Worst case stop is going to be 331. That is not a bad risk reward, and you can see what happened. So a couple chances to get in, even for people that missed a 5-minute buy setup. I was on the mic saying, hey, this thing could still go, and man, did it go. I'm still going to watch it all this week, even though it's really, really extended right now. These stocks are going crazy, so I still think it's worth having on watch all week. MICT, this was on watch and just really, really ripped on Friday. Closing, I don't know, kind of in the middle of its range, but this one is absolutely worth watching all week. Like the volume. SSC, biggest volume day I can see going back a long time, probably a couple years there. And closing fairly strong. We'll see if that one can follow through, maybe a red to green on Monday. And then EGLT had this big pop, came back down and formed kind of a range, and then is trying to break out to the upside again. And now you've got, nice support below. So I'm looking for a continuation of this pop on Friday. Again, maybe a red to green, maybe a break of Friday's high. We'll see how it trades. Friday's high was 115. So I am going to put 116 in my notes as one potential catalyst to get this thing moving. All right, we'll also add some gappers in the pre-market, so there's plenty to watch. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see everybody on Monday.